is Tim of the Online Big Blue, bringing you the worst in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Oh, yowza. I was worried about this game forever for the last couple days, and I've been texting people and emailing people saying that I am worried. I was confident with the Seattle game. I had a feeling with the Seattle game. I predicted the Giants would win this game 21-20, but I said the same thing. The score could be reversed. I was concerned, and all my concerns came to fruition. Wow. I mean, everyone's going to sit there and blame the offensive line for Daniel Jones's 3 fumbles or whatever it's going to end up at. They're all going to blame the offensive line. They're not going to look at the fact that Daniel Jones is a first-read quarterback. And if you look, like 60 or 70% of his passes, touchdown passes last year were first reads. If his first read is not there, majority of the time he does not know what to do with the ball. He'll either hold. You watch the game, and even on TV, he had the ball sometimes for 5, 6, 7 seconds in the back, running around or moving around in the pocket. He had so many clean pockets today early in the game that he just didn't check down. He just didn't look. His first read isn't there. He doesn't know what to do. He was going to Darius Slayton at the beginning of the game over and over again, and it was first reads to Darius. That's all it was. And that's the kind of quarterback he is. He's a first-read quarterback right now. And it's progressively getting worse. I'm not saying that putting Colt McCoy in this game, we would have won this game. Hell no, I'm not saying that. There was so many different breakdowns that it just, we had some defensive breakdowns. The fumbles didn't help. The inadvertent kick on the Dion Lewis fumble, I don't blame Lewis on that. That was just a bad play. There were so many other plays that we lost this game on. It wasn't just Daniel Jones's play, but the defense had some breakdowns. There was really only one big play, I would say, to DeAndre Hopkins, but Hopkins was all over the field. Hopkins was over 100 yards. Kenyon Drake, he only averaged a little over 3.5 yards a carry. He was still running around. We did not hold containment on Kyler Murray. And I said this over and over again last week. Russell Wilson is not Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray does not run by design. Kyler Murray runs out of instinct. And that's how he plays football. He plays football with a natural instinct. And yes, I'm not slanting Russell Wilson. All I'm saying is Kyler Murray is what Russell Wilson was with his ability to scramble 5 years ago. He's not the Russell Wilson now. And the Giants at times lost containment. They had a good push up the middle, and Carter Coughlin, Cam Brown, and our old buddy Xavier McKinney played. They did not keep containment at all the time. And that's the problem. You let him get out of the pocket. He's not going to kill you with those big runs. And that he didn't. I think his longest run was 12 yards. But when he carries the ball for over 10 times and over 50 yards, he's picking up first down and eating the clock. That's what he's doing. And that's what he's doing with the ball. There is so many. I blame Daniel Jones for this loss. If he was not and I love what people at the broadcast like, well, Daniel Jones is the tougher guy. If there's a picture of toughness in the dictionary, it's Daniel Jones. I don't want that. I want the quarterback or the player on the field who is 100%, who gives us the best opportunity to win the game. I even said Daniel Jones gives us the best opportunity to beat Arizona if he is healthy, not if he is hurt, not if he is limited. I would rather have seen Colt McCoy in the game. And I've said that over and over again. But right now, I'm hoping I have been screaming this forever. And I'm not saying Daniel Jones is a bad NFL quarterback. I'm not saying he is the worst NFL quarterback. I'm saying he is an average NFL quarterback who can have moments. His ability to not go past the first read is getting to be frightening right now. And like I said, you cannot come back and tell me, we had all these sacks. We've had all these sacks. He got sacked all the time. He's holding on to the ball too long. Check it down, dump it out, or run. If your first option isn't open, you go to your second, you go to your third. If you can't go to beyond your second, you throw the ball away. You don't stay in the middle of the damn pocket. I am so pissed off because you know what? We have to pray that Washington loses now. And that is what we need to focus on. We need to focus on a Washington loss at this moment. And I'm not the kind of guy that sits there, I wasn't going to say we were going to back in the playoffs if we were 7-9. I think if you make the playoffs even at 7-9, that doesn't matter. If you make the playoffs and you're 7-9, I have no problem with that. No problem with that whatsoever. Because you still won your division and made the playoffs. But right now, if we have to sit here and hope another team wins or loses so we can continue our playoff run, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs. I was worried about a letdown game, and honestly, I don't think this was a letdown game. And you're going to have some people that said, well, Jason Garrett didn't call the right plays. Jason Garrett knows what he has in Daniel Jones. That's what he knows. He has a first-read quarterback with limited ability. And I hate to break the news to the people. The league has adjusted to Daniel Jones. There was plenty of plays in this game. If you watched, they put the rush, like I've said this a million times, and people are like, yeah, if you put the rush in front of anyone, that's going to happen. No. With Daniel Jones, you take 3 guys at the box, you put the rush directly in front of him, you contain the edge, he's not going anywhere. He's not going to know what to do with the ball. Watch the game. Because Arizona did that so many times in the first half. Like I said, I felt better when I felt so much better when Colt McCoy was starting in Seattle. I had this air of confidence. Maybe I'll read the text messages and the emails on Monday's show, because I was emailing people and texting people saying I'm not feeling good about it. And this was like a minute into the game. It's like, I'm not feeling good about this. I'm not feeling good about this. Yes, could we have played better on defense? Yeah, we could. But if you think about it, how long did it take for us to run one offensive play on the other side of the field? What was it, a minute into the third quarter? I mean, it's ridiculous. Arizona did punt 6 times. We punted 8. No, I'm sorry, they punted 4 times. We punted 8 times. Where was the consistency running the ball? Where was it? I mean, we were gashing them at one point, and then we turn around and we have Daniel Jones throw, and if he doesn't have his first read, that's the end of that. And then people were like, well, Daniel Jones had that great play to Golden Tate. Golden Tate went backwards, extended, and caught the ball. If he doesn't do that, that may potentially be an interception. So let's not give Daniel Jones all the credit in the world for a great catch by Golden Tate. And people are like, well, you're a Daniel Jones hater. I'm not a Daniel Jones hater. I want him to succeed. But after 2 years and watching Giants football since 1970, I know what we have. I see the quarterback that we have. And people need to start seeing that. Because if you can't see that, we are going to be in a lot of trouble this year. Or not this year, I should say next year. Because we will be going into year 3 with a quarterback with a question mark. We still have a top 10 defense, top 5 defense. We still have that. This game is not indicative of the defense. It's really not. It's indicative of the failures of Daniel Jones. You could tell me all you want. Well, he was hurt. He was hurt. He was gutting it out. You know what? If you need to gut it out when we're in a playoff push, you need to just sit down on the field then. You need to sit on the bench then. Plain and simple. So if that's the case, I blame Daniel Jones and I blame the coaching staff. That's and it's aggravating to me because we've built up such a momentum. And people are like, well, Daniel Jones played so well in those other 3 games. No, he had average statistics. He didn't turn the ball over. That's what it is. That's what I'm so glad we got rid of Marcus Golden, too. Yeah, that worked out really well. But that's his problem. He's an average Daniel Jones is an average quarterback. He's a first-read quarterback. If he does not get beyond that first read, he gets flustered and he does not know what to do. And that's what we need to look at as an organization. We need to look at that closely, and we need to look at that now. Because if we go into year 3 with this type of play and this type of defense, we may be 5-11, 6-10 again. And then Washington and everyone else may turn around. They may actually have a winning record and win the division. We'll do a better analysis on Monday. I just wanted to get this out because it's just beyond aggravation right now. Beyond aggravation. I knew this was going to happen if they started Daniel Jones. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, if you could subscribe, if you're ringing that bell, you think you know what it means, that'd be awesome.